Hey, alright everybody, how's it going? Now I did a video yesterday about the SMMT data and the registrations for EVs are up massively, and the anti-EV crowd, I mean the die-hard flat earth type anti-EV people, they're freaking out. They're absolutely freaking out. And for some reason, they've been drawn towards my video and they've been on the old comment section freaking out. And one of the main comments that they keep saying is, they're all rotting in airfields. And then this one guy said, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Right? So the one big thing they're saying is pre-registrations and they're not being sold, blah blah this, blah blah that. No, pre-registrations are not just unique to EVs, they're for all types of cars. And people have said, if you go on AutoTrader, there's loads of EVs pre-registered. No, I'm on AutoTrader, so I'm going to try and use logic, okay? It doesn't work though. Logic doesn't work with anti-EV flat earth type people, okay? It's got in their head, they've gone too far down a rabbit hole, so they even when facts and figures and logic is used, it eludes them, and they still talk nonsense in the comment section, okay? Now, I'll give one example. This guy said that there's loads of EVs rotting in Southampton docks. I deliver cars for a living. Now, when somebody says something like that, I get a bit suspicious. So, if you're going to say something like that, right, okay, and you want to give me proof, my email is in the YouTube description thing. If you look at it, my email is there, and you can send me photos and pictures and all the evidence you need to send me, okay? So if you think electric cars are rotting in Southampton docks, okay, right? What you're going to do, if you deliver cars, take a photo of the cars, right? Say the next time you go there, then when you go there a couple months later, take another photo and see if all them cars match up to the other photo. And then you know that they're all sitting there rotting. Because what you're seeing is electric cars being brought in and then being sold. That's what you're seeing. You said because they got a bit of dirt on them. Well, they're bound to have a bit of dirt on them. If it rains and stuff like that, cars get dirty. So I'll put an example up, for instance, right? There's a picture of Southampton docks by here, and there's loads of Tesla cars, so you should be seeing that picture right now. So that doesn't mean there's electric cars sitting there rotting. That's just electric cars coming in, ready to get sold. So if you want to make statements, you can email me. You can't put links because YouTube will get rid of them. Anyway, so that's that out of the way for a minute. Now, let's go back to here. I'm trying to screen record what I'm looking at by here. So I've gone on AutoTrader. Now, this isn't scientific or anything. I'm just using my eyeballs and I'm looking at something, okay? And I've typed in 2024 cars. So that's the only thing it'll show up, and less than 100 miles. Now I've looked it up and it says anything with less than 100 miles or very low mileage is usually a pre-registered car, okay? And that's what it says on the car wow as well. I've looked it up, so that's what it says. So this is what I'm going by. So the first car that pops up is a Peugeot 2008 1.2 PureTech Petrol. Okay, the second car that pops up is a Moda 5, a 1.6 TGDI. That's 83 miles. Is that pre-registered? Well, it probably is, yeah. The next one is a Peugeot 208 1.2 Petrol. The next one then is another Moda. There's a lot of Modas are floating around here, isn't there? That's got 50 miles on it. The next one is a Skoda Fabia 1 litre petrol with 20 miles on it. The next one here is an MG HS 1.5 petrol, 10 miles. The next one here is an MG HS 1.5 turbo petrol, 1 mile. Then the next, I'm not not fiddling with this. These are the first things that come up. You can go and do it yourself, okay? The next one here, Hyundai i10, 1 litre, petrol, 10 miles. Next one here, Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 turbo, petrol, 3 miles. And I haven't stipulated petrol, I haven't stipulated diesel, electric, anything. This is just what's coming up. I'm not fiddling it. This is what it is. Skoda Fabia 1.5 petrol, Nissan Juke 1 litre petrol, Ford Focus 1 litre petrol, Mazda 2 litre E, 2 litre E, what's that? Mild hybrid electric vehicle, so that's petrol. Next one is Seat Arona, and the list goes on and on. And so far, they've all been petrol cars. So, look, you anti-EV people are a bunch of nutters, right? There's something not right in your bones because you're saying stuff that just isn't true. Pre-registrations happen with all cars. They're not all being stored in airfields left to rot forever, because surely it costs more to build a car, stick it in a port and leave it there, than sell it for cheaper. Because people are saying they're leaving them there to try and avoid the £15,000 fines. But surely, why would you leave a £40,000 car there to avoid a £15,000 fine? Doesn't make any sense, does it? No, I'm not saying that a lot of EVs are pre-registration. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is, it happens with all cars. It's not like a unique thing happening to EVs. So you anti-EV people really have got to stop. You've got to stop it. Stop. Sit down, have a cup of tea, and try and think for a minute. Because you just... It's just going too far. It's going too far. Now, let me have a look at some of the... let me get off this. I've got to get off this first. Let me get off this. Let me look at some of the comments that were made, because I've put a few down by here. So we'll have a little peek. So this is a bit of me rambling, but I'm trying to use a little bit of logic, okay? Because the things being said, it just don't make sense to me. So let's start at the beginning. And these people, they seem quite annoyed. I'm going to have to bring this closer because I can't read it that far away. It says, talk pish. These are pre-registrations and not sales. There are airfields all over the UK with thousands of unwanted EVs rotting away. It's funny how they keep saying rotting away. These pre-registrations are to stop the manufacturers getting hit with a 16k fine for every EV they don't sell. So, like I said, does it make sense to put a £40,000 EV in an airfield to rot to save a £16,000 fine? Seems madness to me, doesn't it? It doesn't seem logical to me. Right, okay. Next one. If EV sales are so good, why are manufacturers unable to reach the government's target of 22% and are asking for the target to be changed? Why are the manufacturers asking for incentives to persuade people to buy EVs? Why? This is what the ZEV mandate is meant to do. It's meant to force. It's not meant to tickle manufacturers to sell EVs. It's meant to force them to sell EVs. Not go on, just... Can you sell a little bit more EVs? The ZEV mandate is set out for manufacturers to sell more EVs. That is exactly what it's supposed to do. Describing what it does and saying it's not fair doesn't make any difference. The ZEV mandate is set out to do a specific thing, and that's exactly what it's doing. Anyway, right, next one. Let's have a look. This is horseshit. Everyone knows it's unsustainable. Most of these registrations are companies' cars because they're the only ones that still get an incentive. And even then, they're at a heavy discount. private registrations of EVs are falling. Well, private registrations of all cars are falling. All cars. What's happening is people are keeping their old cars for longer. Average car age is rising. Well, that's true. That is true. EVs are causing once cheap ICE car prices to skyrocket. Business registrations will dry up and early adopters have already bought in. Now, that's not true, because I'm not an early adopter. I got an EV, I'm not an early adopter. My niece has bought a Volkswagen ID4. She's not an early adopter. My brother, they've just ordered an EV. My brother and his wife have just ordered an EV. They're not early adopters. So there's still people buying EVs who are not early adopters. In fact, we're all late adopters. Right, so let's see if I can find another more interesting one. Registrations, not sales. Here's the one you look. If you care to look at AutoTrader, which I just did, most of the new sales are pre-registered. If you use the AT app, you will see how long these EVs have been for sale and how much they've been depreciated. The only thing the ZEV mandate will do is either force manufacturers to pull out of the UK or go bankrupt. The main people buying EVs are businesses. What have you been sniffing? And these things go on and on and on. It's loads of people. I've really struck a chord. Well, I haven't struck a chord. It's the amount of registrations that have happened have freaked them out. They're all freaking out. And I reckon they've all come from Not Jeff's channel. They all sound like Not Jeff or McMaster viewers to me. That's what they sound like to me. So, what's my take on this? I'm not sniffing anything. I'm looking at facts and figures. I'm using my eyes, looking at more electric cars on the road. I just looked on AutoTrader. I can't see what these people are seeing. So, I don't know. What are they seeing? Are they actually looking at stuff for themselves, right? Because I don't think these people actually do their own research. I think what happens is they watch videos like Not Jeff, right, or the McMaster, and they listen to what they have to say, then they rinse and repeat and then say it in my comment section. And I think that's what's going on. A lot of these people just don't do their own research. They're what you call headline readers. So if you look at most anti-EV articles, the headline is far more fierce than the actual article. If you read the article and go a little bit further down, you can see that the headline is a load of old ghoulies. And they're trying to sensationalise it. You know what I mean, don't you? They're trying to make it look more than what it is. Let me just stop. Can I stop this by here? I can't. So, there we go. Another video of me waffling and rambling. But if you do some research first before, I did warn these people. I did give these people fair warning before they commented that sit down, have a think about what you're going to say before you say it. And they didn't. They didn't have a think about it. They didn't sit down and have a think. They didn't have they didn't use a little bit of logic. Now, I'm not the cleverest man in the world, but I can understand logic. I can understand data, right? I don't know what's going on in the world. What's going on in the world? Help me out. People in the comment section, help me out. What is going on with these people? Do you understand what's going on? I don't understand. Anyway, I think I'll end this video here because I've waffled on for ages now, haven't I? If you did like this video, don't forget to comment down below, give it a like, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Hi.